Imagine a rule, set in stone for over a century, that everyone says can never be broken. A hierarchy so rigid, even wars and revolutions couldn't touch it. In the elite world of Bordeaux wine, that rule was the 1855 classification, established under Napoleon III. But one chateau, led by a relentless visionary, dared to defy fate. Welcome to AVU Wine Stories. My name is Laura, and this is the story of Château Mouton Rothschild, one of the greatest chateaux in Bordeaux and a true icon of the wine world. Long before the Rothschild name appeared in Pauillac, the land was already known. Records reference the estate as early as the 16th century, and its potential for quality wines was already recognized. In 1718, it was purchased by the legendary Nicolas Alexandre de Ségur, known as the Prince of Vines. At the time, he owned some of Bordeaux's most powerful estates, Château Lafitte, Château Latour, and Château Colon-Ségur. Under his leadership, the estate gained recognition for its potential. However, when de Ségur died in 1755, the vineyard fell into decline, and for nearly a century, it would remain in the shadow of its neighbors. Everything changed in 1853 when Nathaniel de Rothschild, from the English branch of the famous banking family, purchased the estate. He renamed it Château Mouton Rothschild, determined that his wine should be poured at the most prestigious Parisian dinners. But fate had other plans. Just 2 years later, in 1855, Napoleon III ordered a classification of Bordeaux wines for the Exposition Universelle. Château Mouton Rothschild was ranked as a second growth. First chateaux were placed at the very top: Lafitte, Latour, Margaux, and Aubryon. Later, heir Baron Philippe distilled that disappointment into a defiant motto: Premier ne puis, second ne daigne, mouton suis. First I cannot be, second I refuse to be, mouton I am. Worse still, the system was designed to be unchangeable. France endured revolutions, wars, and dynastic changes, yet the classification remained frozen. Any change required the government's approval and the unanimous consent of all the first growth owners. In 1922, a 20-year-old visionary, Baron Philippe de Rothschild, took control of Château Mouton Rothschild. Baron Philippe was restless, ambitious, and determined to restore the estate's glory. Under Baron Philippe, Château Mouton Rothschild entered a period of major modernization, marked by steady improvements in viticulture and winemaking. In 1924, Château Mouton Rothschild became the first Bordeaux chateau to bottle the entire production on site. At that time, most estates still sold their wines in barrels, so this was a groundbreaking change that soon inspired others to follow. Bottling at the chateau meant greater control over quality and preservation, protection from outside manipulation, and the assurance that consumers received exactly what was produced at the estate. To celebrate the move, Baron Philippe commissioned the avant-garde artist Jean Carlu to design the label. His innovation set Château Mouton Rothschild on a bold new path, but before it could rise to the top, the estate would still have to endure the turmoil of war. During the Nazi occupation of France, the Mouton branch of the Rothschild family suffered greatly. Baron Philippe de Rothschild was arrested by the Vichy regime and held in several internment camps before managing to escape in 1941. His wife, Elizabeth, was deported to Ravensbrück concentration camp, where she perished in 1945. The family estate, Château Mouton Rothschild, was seized and its vineyards were looted. When the war ended, Baron Philippe reclaimed his chateau and marked victory in his own way. The 1945 vintage carried a label designed by artist Philippe Julien, titled L'année de la victoire, the year of victory, and featuring the bold V for victory emblem. The harvest took place in September 1945, just a few months after the end of the war in Europe that May. Despite the hardships of the wartime years, the vintage proved exceptional, and the 1945 Mouton Rothschild has since become one of the most legendary wines of the 20th century. It has earned perfect 100-point scores from the world's leading wine critics, including Robert Parker, who described it as a consistent 100-point wine only because my scale stops at that number. It is also among the most expensive Bordeaux ever sold. Already in 2007, a rare Jeroboam, a 4.5-liter bottle of Mouton Rothschild 1945 fetched $310,000 at auction, a testament to its enduring status as both a cultural icon and a collector's treasure. Decades later, Decanter magazine confirmed its legacy by naming it among the 100 wines you must try before you die. As said, the first artist label appeared in 1924 to celebrate the fact that the entire production was bottled at the chateau. However, after this first attempt, the artist label concept did not immediately become an annual tradition. It was only within 1945 that Baron Philippe had the ingenious idea to commission a different artist each year, creating a unique marriage between fine wine and fine art. What a clever and visionary stroke of genius from the Baron Philippe that forever changed the identity of Mouton Rothschild. Since 1945, a distinguished tradition has defined Château Mouton Rothschild's labels. Each vintage is graced by the work of a world-famous artist. This unique collaboration is based on the principle that the selected artist, whose artistic vision resonates with the family, graciously accepts a special exchange, their original design for cases of Mouton Rothschild. Over the years, this tradition produced legendary collaborations: 1958, Salvador Dali; 1969, Joan Miro; 1970, Marc Chagall. But Baron Philippe never gave up his dream to see Château Mouton Rothschild recognized as a first growth. For more than a century, the estate campaigned, and under his leadership, the case for promotion grew stronger than ever. By the mid-20th century, critics and merchants widely regarded Château Mouton Rothschild wines as the equal of any first growth. Yet recognition required more than quality. Baron Philippe became a tireless lobbyist, petitioning French authorities to correct what he considered a historic injustice. After 118 years of relentless effort, investment, and vision across generations of the Mouton branch of the Rothschild family, success finally came. In 1973, Jacques Chirac, then Minister of Agriculture, signed the official decree that elevated Château Mouton Rothschild to Premier Cru Classé status. What once seemed impossible was finally achieved. To mark the moment, Baron Philippe adopted a new motto: Premier je suis, second je fus, mouton ne change. First I am, second I was, I Mouton, do not change. To celebrate Château Mouton Rothschild promotion and to honor the memory of Pablo Picasso, who died in April 1973, Baron Philippe made a unique choice. Instead of commissioning a new design, he obtained permission from Picasso's estate to reproduce an existing work, Bacchanal 1970, a drawing that celebrated wine, festivity, and myth. Château Mouton Rothschild remains the only estate in Bordeaux history to ever achieve an official promotion with a new classification, moving from second growth to first growth. Baron Philippe, his daughter Baroness Philippine, and his descendants continued the tradition of artist-designed labels and consistently showed incredible intuition in selecting those who would go on to become some of the greatest contemporary artists. 1975 Andy Warhol, 1981 Armin, 1990 Francis Bacon, 1993 Ballas, Balthazar Klossowski. The 1993 vintage was designed by Balthus, whose label depicting a nude adolescent girl sparked international controversy. In the United States, importers feared it might breach decency laws, so bottles were released with an opaque rectangle covering the artwork. This act of censorship made the US version a rare collector's item, while the uncensored European release became even more sought after among wine and art enthusiasts. 1996 Gougon, 2010 Jeff Koons, 2014 David Hockney, 2018 Su Bing, 2022 Gerard Garres. These labels elevated Château Mouton Rothschild into a living art gallery, a fusion of culture, creativity, and viticulture. Today, the collection is known as Paintings for the Labels and is permanently exhibited at the Chateau, one of the world's most visited wine-related art displays. Each year on December 1st, the new label for the upcoming vintage is revealed to the public, continuing a tradition that blends fine art with fine wine. It was truly an honor for us to have been invited to this celebrated dinner, marking both the artistic and enological unveiling that is central to Château Mouton Rothschild's legacy. Wine. The Grand Vin, Château Mouton Rothschild, is the soul of the estate, produced in limited quantities, only from the finest parcels after a rigorous selection, blended predominantly from Cabernet Sauvignon, with Merlot, Cabernet Franc, and Petit Verdot adding nuance. It embodies both power and elegance. Across the decades, Mouton has defined greatness with vintages such as 1945, 1982, 2000, 2010, and 2016 standing as milestones in Bordeaux history, while more recent years like 2019, 2020, and 2022 affirm that brilliance endures. Critics confirm its stature. The Wine Advocate has awarded multiple 100-point scores, while Wine Spectator, Decanter, and James Suckling consistently hail it as monumental. The second wine, Le Petit Mouton. Introduced in 1993, Le Petit Mouton was at first regarded as the younger sibling, yet it has since earned recognition in its own right. Crafted from younger vines and parcels not selected for the Grand Vin, it captures the unmistakable Mouton character in a more approachable, generous style. The white wine, Ale d'Arzon. First released in 1991, Ale d'Arzon Silver Wing, named after a poem by Baron Philippe, stands out as a rarity in Pauillac, where white wines are seldom produced. Made from Sauvignon Blanc, Semillon, and a touch of Muscadel, it brings freshness and layered complexity. Celebrated for its finesse and pedigree, Ale d'Arzon is produced in limited quantities. Château Mouton Rothschild remains unique as the only estate among the Premier Grand Cru still guided by the same family. After the death of Baron Philippe in 1988, leadership passed to his only daughter, Baroness Philippe de Rothschild. A former actress with the Comédie Française, she brought charisma, artistic vision, and international reach to the estate. Baroness Philippine expanded the influence of Château Mouton Rothschild worldwide, strengthened its distribution, and elevated the prestige of its celebrated paintings for the label's collection. Today, her three children, Philippe Serres de Rothschild, Camille Serres de Rothschild, and Julien de Beaumarchais de Rothschild, carry on the legacy. And for those who dream of experiencing these legends firsthand, guidance matters. At AVU Wines, we are here to consult, advise, and help you discover the rare opportunity to taste and collect the world's greatest bottles.